Hello, world, and welcome to the Drewsty Duke Burger Dirk.
Hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no.
5 non-horror movies you probably never heard of.
Hi, I'm Drewski McGillicuddy, and if I fuck up this time, I'm done. I'm just gonna go with it. It's past my bedtime. I gotta work in the morning. Anyway, I'm back with another video. This time I haven't found anything at the Goodwill, so I decided to talk about 5 non-horror films you've probably never heard of, because I already did 2 of those and they seem to be doing well. Share it with your friends. Maybe your friends want to know about some movies they've never heard of. Sure, they probably don't want to see what I found at the Goodwill, but you never know. When I find stuff at the Goodwill, it might be something you've never heard of, and I like to talk about each little thing. So if you haven't seen those, check those out. If not, check my horror movies you've probably never heard of. This is 5 non-horror films, even though the first one on the list is slightly horror. It's just a little bit, because it's a alien invasion movie, but it's more action, comedy, drama than... This movie has everything. So if you haven't seen it, go out and check out a film from 2011 called Attack the Block. It's a British film, and it stars none other than John Boyega from Star Wars. So, why not see what he did before he got famous? But this movie is amazing. It's got all practical effects, and they are top-notch. It's like a modern 80s movie or something, Maybe I will show you the aliens in this, because they are extremely cool looking. They're like a gorilla with big glowing teeth. And, watching this in your house with all the lights out, and it really pops. I would love to see this on 4K on the LG OLED TV, because I was at Best Buy the other day, and I blew my brains out the back of my skull when I saw that TV. Anyway, Attack the Block, 2011. If you've seen it, let me know. If not, go out and check that movie out. It's definitely worth owning. All right. Now, these movies were just in alphabetical order on my shelf, so that's the order I'm going with, because these movies are also the type that they're too hard. It's too hard for me to decide what movie's better. Like, I want to do ranking list eventually, but that's really hard for me because it's constantly changing, especially with like the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Streets, all that stuff. I'm constantly finding different things about different stuff, but now I'm rambling. All right, so number 4 is The Believer, starring none other than Ryan Gosling. And this movie's from 2001, so this is way before he hit the big time. Now, there is another one of his movies that's going to make one of my later lists, because he did a lot of movies that a lot of people don't really talk about or know about before he hit it big with The Notebook, because that's the movie that skyrocketed. Anyway, The Believer from 2001 is about a Jewish boy, and for some reason he's a skinhead. He's a Nazi, and it's just basically a character study of why he feels this way about his own religion, and then you watch him journey as he realizes that maybe hate's not the way to be. Why hate something that you are? Embrace it. Don't hate it. Don't hate anything. What's the hate? I mean, maybe assholes in the left lane that don't know how to drive, but that's a whole other video for a whole other day. Yeah, I'm going to start doing traffic reports. Anyway, you should have seen it on the way to work today. There's mangled cars all over the highway. I don't know what's wrong with Ohioans. They're having a hard time driving. All these new, fresh teenagers getting their license and not knowing what the hell they're doing. All right, anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about movies you may have never seen. So check out The Believer from 2001. All right, number 3. See, this is number 3. This was probably the last great movie that I discovered strictly because I was a Blockbuster Rewards MVP pass holder. So I'd go in every day and rent 3 movies, and I'd watch 3 movies that I've never heard of, and that's the best way to do it. Now, Netflix, I don't know. sometimes I'm scared to take the plunge at Netflix because I have the option to just keep scrolling past and ignore stuff. But when you're at the Blockbuster and you see Boy Wonder from 2010, not to be confused with Robin the Boy Wonder. Now this movie is kind of like if Kick-Ass were a serious movie. And like I said, it's got some unknown actor. I mean, they're probably in some other indie movies because this is basically your, dark indie action whatever. But it's about this kid, and he kind of comes from the slums. Like I said, it's very reminiscent of Kick-Ass, but with a more serious, gritty tone. So this kid's fed up with the scumbags in his neighborhood. So he decides he's going to take matters into his own hand, and this kid is brutal. Oh my God, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my God. They're ruining my videos! Damn dogs. Why don't you let them in there? Hello? I'm filming here. Go lay down. Anyway, sorry about that. If I knew how to splice it out, I would splice it out. But all I could do is just be like, put a little icon that says, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And she's ignoring me. Hey! Sorry about that. I had a mishap, okay? Took care of the problem. Let's get back to business. Where were we? Boy Wonder, 2010. Should be on Netflix. Check it out. I think you'd like it, honestly. One of the best superhero movies I've ever seen. He's not really a superhero, though. He's a vigilante. Kind of like the Punisher. So if you like the Punisher, check out Boy Wonder. All right, moving on. Matt Dillon, Christina Applegate, and Steve Zahn star in this movie. And I would have never known about this if it wasn't for Hollywood Video. So these old movie places, because as far as I know, this movie did not have a wide release. It's from 2004, and like I said, Matt Dillon, everybody loves Matt Dillon. Employee of the Month. Not to be confused with this piece of shit. Actually, I don't really hate this movie. I just hate Dane Cook. Something about him makes me want to punch him in the face repeatedly. Dane Cook, if you're watching this, I'm going to punch you in the face. Anyway, this movie is about Matt Dillon. He hasn't ever lived the greatest life, but one day he decides, I like that guy's suit. If he can do it, I can do it. So he goes and buys a suit, gets a job at a bank, starts living it up. Has a beautiful fiance, has a great job, might be getting a promotion, and then, wouldn't you know it, he gets fired and his fiance leaves him in the same day, which is terrible. But anything else I tell you, you think that's a spoiler? This movie's got so many twists in it, it's ridiculous. One of the best endings I've ever seen, and I can't really talk about it because it's spoiler central. And this is definitely one of the best twist endings. The best! I swear to God! And this used to be on Netflix too, so see, it's weird. I should just start making sure a movie's on Netflix or not on Netflix, so then I can have two different videos. Videos on Netflix you probably haven't watched yet, or videos you've never seen, and blah, 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 blah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Whatever. Now I have a weird feeling that this movie might also be on Netflix, but, like I said, I'm going in alphabetical order, people. I just randomly picked these off the shelf because I've never heard anybody talk about them. And this one especially, this was back in my Dazed and Confused days. Huh? Days, yeah. Because, I had seen the movie Dazed and Confused, and then I discovered this movie because of it. Shut up. Anyway, from Stephen Gyllenhaal, I wonder if that's related to Jake Gyllenhaal. Anyway, 1998's Homegrown, starring Billy Bob Thornton, Ryan Phillippe, John Lithgow, and apparently Jamie Lee Curtis is in this movie. But it's been so long since I've watched it, I can't remember. But I did used to watch this a ridiculous amount back in my Dazed and Confused days. Anyway, if you know what I'm talking about, let me know, dude. Let me know, man. Come on, dude. Anyway, I'm sorry. But anyway, if you haven't seen any of these 5 movies, go check them out. If you have, let me know what you thought of them. And I'm probably going to do a couple more of these, and then eventually I'll run out of movies that I own that nobody's probably ever heard of. So I'll start doing stuff that I haven't found yet, because like I said, I like to find my stuff in the wild. Anyway, share this video with your friends. See if they've seen any of these movies. I got to build my channel up. I'm at 83 subscribers as we speak. I'm so excited. I want to get to 100 so I can do a Q&A video, and y'all can all ask me a lot of personal questions that I'll have to answer because it's for the internet. Anyway, hit the like, hit the dislike. I don't care. Whatever you're going to do, you'd have done did it by now. So don't forget to subscribe. Also, to my friends at Killer Flicks, hi! And if you're not a part of Killer Flicks, it's a great group where we talk horror all day, every day, and we even do Free For All Friday. So maybe I'll post this tomorrow since these are non-horror movies. That's the perfect timing because it's Thursday. All right, so maybe tomorrow, depends on how long it takes for me to edit all the bullcrap out. Hopefully it's only the one bullcrap, and then I'll figure everything else out as I go along because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Thanks, and have a great night. Woo!